Today I'm finna nerd out real quick. Why is it so important for the society we live in to keep the temperatures and the frequencies down? Especially if you're a melanated person. Why is it so important? Why do I continuously talk about the Schumann Resonance? What's so incredible about it? Well, let's just pull up this book. I was gonna flip the camera, but I just want to show it to you. Name of the book. Elements of Electromagnetics, right? This is one of the books that I got from engineering school when I went to electrical engineering school. Right? So we're gonna go to chapter 5. And we're gonna sit here and discuss electric fields in material space. And right, it's a lot of jargon, a lot of words here. But I actually want to discuss the last sentence on this page. It says, the conductivity of a material usually depends on temperature and frequency. Let's pause right there. So boom, I pulled up an article, right? Your skin's melanin can conduct electricity, but it has to be put under certain conditions. For a long time, it's always known that melanin can conduct electricity, but in its natural form, it isn't conductive enough to be very useful. Materials with high conductivity meaning a conductivity constant greater than 1 is known as metals. Less than 1 is known as insulators, and in between 1 is known as semiconductors or dielectric materials. In order to raise the electrical potential of the melanin, they completely removed oxygen and water vapor. And what you see happening around the planet is the falling water levels of a lot of major water systems across the planet. And you pair that with the rising Schumann resonance, you get what acts like a vacuum, a semi vacuum on Earth, right? The melanin in a heating of a vacuum, right? But when you do this, right, it creates the melanin, or it transforms the melanin into a different material where it becomes a real conductor, enhancing its conductivity more than 9 times the order of its current state. As paragraph here. So when the researchers tried heating and melanin in the vacuum environment, they didn't know what would happen. The heat, which was in the range of 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit, could have simply burnt up the pigment. Instead, it served to make it denser. If you can expose your melanin to a drier environment, which is what the Aquarian age actually is, it is a less... the Piscean age is what we're moving out of, which is a watery age, right? The Aquarian age is, even though it's a water bearer, it's an airy age. So the water begins to evaporate the actual material that we use to interface with this environment, meaning our melanin now is exposed, can be exposed, if given the right frequencies, can be exposed to this higher temperature if the frequencies become wound up in a localized environment. Meaning, say we have these Schumann resonance spikes, and the spikes is in your neck of the woods, right? Your body can basically act as a greenhouse and take those frequencies and create high temperatures. And what it does, it can change the state of matter. I cannot remember the threshold. I think it's somewhere between 50 to 100 hertz, where we can have adverse effects, whether it be positive or negative, in the changing of matter into a higher state. If you expose this to high frequencies and high temperatures in a drier air environment, you can crystallize and conduct 9 times more electrical potential than you currently do. So thus creating a stronger electromagnetic field, and you're able to do things 9 times as greater than what you're able to do right now. When you thought you was gonna die in fire, but the fire and the higher frequencies actually transform you into a completely different being. That's what they don't want you to know, and that's why they constantly try to keep the frequencies down on the earth and to keep the temperatures down on the earth, because they don't want that to happen to us, family. Get right.